I played Kovacs for 1 hour a day for 90 days straight. Let's talk about why I played Kovacs for 1 hour a day, some of my favorite maps, and probably the most important part, the results. For the past 4 years, Jesus Christ, that's a long time, that I've been playing on keyboard and mouse, I have always been a player who has just relied on my game sense and mechanics to kind of work my way through fights. But I was quickly realizing that if I did not fix my aim, then I would continue to be a bad fighter. Going back to the beginning of the year, I made this video, and one of the key takeaways from it was that you need to practice your weaknesses, and that's what I did. So at the beginning of this year, I said that I was going to play Kovacs every day for at least 1 hour a day to try and get better at aiming, and I can proudly say that for the most part, we will talk about why it's mostly later, I have Kovacs every day for the past 90 days. Let's first talk about the day-to-day aspect of Kovacsing every single day. I started off by finding a routine online, which I'll link in the description, and I started playing it when I got home from school. For the first week, it was incredibly easy to get on every day in Kovacs, as I still had a ton of motivation to grind it every day, but this motivation started to decrease over time as the novelty of Kovacsing every day decreased. This led me to honestly a really interesting realization of how motivation and habit building works that is useful for not only improving at Fortnite, but also just in life. I think it is easy to forget that it won't always be easy to do the hard work when you are not motivated, because you are so tunnel visioned on your current motivation. This means that when you lose motivation, you can easily get blindsided by a lack of motivation, making it very easy to quit. But realistically, this lack of motivation will come at some point, and you just have to be prepared for it. But the good news is that this lack of motivation is not permanent, because it will, for me at least, kick in after a week of 2 of grinding. But if you can just push through this lack of motivation for a little bit, you can start to turn Kovacsing into a habit where it does not require any effort to actually start doing, because for me at least, it became so natural just to start training my aim. This process happened exactly to me. Now if I don't Kovacs when I get home, I notice it because I have formed such a strong, consistent habit that it is not even difficult anymore for me to get on and aim train consistently. Getting to this point habitually is hard, and if you're relying on pure willpower, it is most likely not going to work, so you need to find something else to push you over into a habit. For me, this was going for high scores. I know that most aim coaches say to not focus on your high scores, but for me, pushing for high scores was one of the main ways that I was able to consistently be motivated to grind every day, and it was super rewarding to see myself get 2 top 100s in close evasive and close evasive 2. I don't have a solution for everyone, but try to find something that can make this lack of motivation period just a little bit more enjoyable. I know the title of this video said that I Kovacs every day for 90 days, and I would be lying to you if I said that I actually aim trained for 1 hour a day every single day. It was not for the reason that you think though. I was not just being lazy and chose not to do it. Instead, every couple of weeks I would intentionally take 1 day off of aim training to give my wrist a little break, and I ended up seeing massive improvement jumps directly after these breaks. During these days, I tried to minimize how much I moved my wrist, but that didn't mean I was completely unproductive. I used these break days to instead VOD review a lot more than what I usually would do, and I worked on content a lot more on these days. I think it is important to be consistent when trying to get much better at a skill, but if you feel like you're plateauing, a short 1 to 2 day break could benefit you a ton in the long run. It works. Like, I actually can't explain how much of a difference aim training has made in my fighting and just general aim. My aim has gone from one of my weaknesses to now one of my biggest strengths. I don't have quantifiable numbers to prove this, but I can't count the amount of fights that I have won when I think to myself afterwards, I definitely wouldn't have won this fight 3 months ago. I think I'm going to continue to aim train every day even after this video, mainly because I really enjoy it at this point and I have a strong habit formed, and it will only continue to make me a better player. I hope this video inspired you to start aim training as well, and if you enjoyed this video, you might also enjoy this video on screen while I go into details of why I failed to go pro. Peace.